Wow, wow, wow. Absolutely insane. Um, One of the best trading weeks that I've had throughout my entire career, right? Being able to make $30,000 in a span of less than a week is I'm still wrapping my mind around it, right? It's pretty insane. As always, I want to be able to show you guys and share with you guys what has helped me, what's leveled up my trading, all the tips that I can go ahead and give you, anyone who's trading either their personal accounts or funded accounts, whatever it is, whatever has worked for me, I want to go ahead and share it with you guys, right? So as always, as I mentioned before, I want to go ahead and be as transparent as possible, show you the back end, what it takes to get through phase one, what it takes to get through phase two, and ultimately trading the live account, right? So let's just go ahead and look at the dashboard of the phase one, right? So I'm going to go ahead and open that up just to kind of show you guys what phase one looked like. So phase one was getting 8% of 200K, which is $16,000, right? So right here, and this long curve right here is really just the days lapped after getting that phase one done, right? So if we just scroll back to the bottom, I actually got that 16K the second and third day, right? That second and third day, the second day I made 11K, and then the third day I made 5K, and then after that it was really just trading to be able to get the minimum trading days, right? So I was able to get to 8% fairly quickly. In about 5 days, they lowered down their minimum trading days to about 5 days. So that's awesome. I was able to do that. And then right after that, the very next day, I was able to go ahead and get access to phase two, right? Phase two is 5%. So 5% of 200K is $10,000, right? So right here, the equity curve is just a little bit different. As you can see, that first day I kind of took a little dip, lost somewhere around like $600. And then the very next day I was able to get that with some really, really good risk to reward, right? That is what works for me in my trading. And that's what separates me is the risk to reward, right? Risking 1%, but allowing my trades to get to that 3, 4, 5 risk to reward. And that is how I'm able to pass in like one or two trades, right? It's not over leveraging, it's just being able to understand how much of that 1.5% that I'm using, and just being able to manage and let the trade run, right? So here we can see that the very first day I actually lost about $560, and then the very next day I recouped that and made 11K, right? And then the following days after that, it was really just trading to be able to meet the minimum trading days. So both phases passed in about 10 days max, right? And here where we're going to go ahead and kind of just look at the live account, right? So after completing phase one and two, I was able to contact them. They sent me my live account, my certificate, and they also sent me my 2% from phase one, right? So from phase one is $16,000. Once you pass phase two, you can request that bonus, right? So that bonus is 2% of 16,000, which was about like $338. So you're actually earning money as you're passing the challenge, right? So now that I'm live on the live account, all I really need to do is just wait for the withdrawal date, and I'll be able to get my initial investment, which was the fee for the challenge, 4% of phase two, which is about $400, and also my payout for this month. Let's just go ahead and look at what it looks like to make $30,000 in less than a trading week, right? So we're gonna go ahead and select this here, and it's gonna take me to my dashboard for the current live account, right? So I'm just gonna exit out of these. And here we can see that the equity curve is really, really steep, right? Here we can see net profit is 31,000. So I'm a little bit above the 30,000. And here you can see that it is a live account. Just coming down to the trading days, right? I tend to take a good amount of trades throughout the day. So it's really difficult to just kind of break down each and every trade. So I'm really doing it day by day, right? So on Tuesday was the very first day that I got the account. I was able to make 5K. This is my thought process behind how I'm going to execute and trade this account, right? It all depends on what I'm able to do early on. If I can get a little fluff in the account, if I can get some leverage to be able to work with and kind of risk that to be able to grow it exponentially. The very first day was a great day, which was 5K, which at this point, I don't want to get ahead of myself, right? Because I want to be able to grow this and kind of use the funds that I'm accruing to be able to, to be able to grow the account essentially. So very next day was a little under 1,000, which I was perfectly fine with, right? Because the day before was extremely good. So anything above, I have a daily goal of like 500, 600, $700. Anything above that, I'm fine with. I'll take it, right? And then the weekend came, and then Monday, we had another really positive trading day, which was about $2,000 and $500. Just giving it an extra fluff, right? At this point, is we're like, okay, I can safely risk about 1%, right? I could safely risk about 1.5%, and be able to trade that. So Tuesday came along, and I had the best trading day, actually making about $13,000 there. And then today, which is Wednesday, it made another 10K. So altogether, it is $31,000. And moving on forward, right? This is something that I myself as a trader am, going to hold myself accountable. Like, at this point, I don't need to trade anymore for the entire month, right? I think, hit some real good milestones, and I don't necessarily have to trade for the entire month. So what I'm gonna do is really just take this $1,000, 1,700, and kind of leverage it to the most. So at this point, I will not be dipping below that 30,000 mark, right? If I can grow that 1,700 and turn it into more, maybe get to um, around 33 or 35, $36,000, and then maybe leverage that. But at this point in time, I don't see myself dipping below that 1,700 threshold. Um, and this is really just what the equity curve kind of looks like, to anyone who's really out there. If you're thinking about starting, or if you're in a challenge, feel free to reach out, right? Anything that helps me in my challenge, and in my trading, I would love to share with you guys. So just go ahead and let me know what you would find most useful. But really stoked. I'm excited to be able to just share with you guys and kind of show you guys what it actually takes and what it looks like on the back end, right? A lot of the times traders aren't as fully transparent as they could be. So this is, my attempt to go ahead and kind of just break those barriers and allow everyone to see what it actually takes, right? What those numbers actually look like, so you can start visualizing it and you can start, working towards that as well. So really excited. I will be continuing to update you guys as the weeks go by, update you guys on the account. But at this point in time, I think my trading for the month is going to come down to a slow. But as always, feel free to reach out, comment, like, and subscribe, and just let me know what kind of content you guys would like to see moving forward. Take care.